I know Jamoney's injury has kind of been a storyline throughout the season. Just with how effective he was earlier in the year, especially on defense, just how much has that changed what you guys can do?
Anytime you lose a guy that's going to be a rim protector and he was really doing a good job offensively, then you got to make adjustments. And Dew has stepped in there and done an unbelievably good job. But still, it'd be nice to have Money back, and he's starting to get that bounce back. Again, he's 2 months without really live full-time reps that he's missed out on, but he's had a good week of practice, and we'll see how he feels come Saturday.
Has this week off been huge for his health?
I think it has. I think the week that 2 games that he didn't play and didn't practice during that time, I think really helped him mentally as much as physically. I think during that time he realized that I'm kind of back to normal in terms of bounce, explosiveness, and he's practiced like that this week.
He's a physical presence, of course. What emotionally to the team? How much does he mean emotionally?
Anytime you got a guy back there, protecting the rim, that helps. From a physical standpoint as well as confidence defensively. So guys are happy to see him doing better and feeling better, and he's one of those seniors been together a long time, so they like seeing fellow classmates feel good and bounce back.
I imagine he'll be one of the ones tasked with guarding Jackson Hayes. Just how big of a... I know he was kind of an under-the-radar recruit, but he seems to have had a great freshman season.
Terrific freshman year. Yeah, he's been fantastic. Shoots it for a high percentage, block shots, changes shots. Had a terrific freshman year.
I know he grew up in Cincinnati. He was actually born in Norman. Did your staff kind of look at him at all on the recruiting trail?
I think everyone kind of took notice of him and looked at him. In our case, we didn't get to the second level, if you will, in terms of the contact and the recruiting.
Just curious, have you ever seen a shoe blow out during a game like it did last night in Duke, North Carolina?
Maybe not to the degree that one did. I mean, you see shoes blow out occasionally, but not to where the foot actually comes all the way through it like it did last night.
You mentioned your seniors, and I know it's important to take one game at a time, but yet NCAA tournament is always the goal. How important is it for this senior class with what they've accomplished from their freshman year to make it back to the NCAA tournament?
It'd be huge. Every club in the country starts with that as a goal, of course. One of the goals is to play in the tournament, and we've got off to a great start, and we dug ourselves a little bit of a hole, and now we've got a lot of work to do to get back there. With 5 games to go in regular season, a lot of teams in the country have a lot of work to do, and we've got to take care of it as if we need one more each time out. But I think that's the only healthy way to do it. If we won, 16 or 17 or 25, we still have the attitude of we always need one more.
This being the first year of the net, how much have you all had to have paid attention to that as a staff and trying to figure out maybe all of the metrics that go into it?
Like any fan, you're kind of having a general conversation about it, but nothing that. All we can do is work on playing better and getting better. Can't affect the net in any other way. We got to take care of our business, and like any fan, we're kind of following what other teams are doing, but still most concerned about getting better each day. And this group's continued to work hard. They've had a great attitude in practice, haven't always, transition to that being confidence in a game, but we've got a group that's really worked hard in practice, so we appreciate that.
When you look back at that first Texas game down in Austin, is there anything you look at that you need to improve on this time?
Again, in a game like that comes down to the wire, you always think about little turnovers here that you kind of gave away possessions. That's the case in any game. A rebound here. So not any one area. You always got to guard the ball against Texas. Coleman, Roach, Ramey, all those guys are so good off the dribble. That's always a priority. And then their length in terms of blocking shots and rebounding too.
How big has this week been, especially coming off a win on Saturday and going into practice, getting ready for Texas?
Been a big week, a good week. Of course, going into a week of preparation, it's always nice to come off a win going into it. I think our guys benefited from that. I know from a confidence boost standpoint, they needed that very badly, and they've practiced well this week.
It's been nice to have to play that Monday or Tuesday or Thursday game.
It's been nice, yeah, from a refreshing standpoint, from a physical standpoint, healing up a little bit, extra day off, all those things I think help. Playing Mondays, not the same as having a full week off for sure.
You talked about a few weeks ago about this team not having fight in some areas. Do you feel like you're seeing more fight from them in practice and in games?
Well, I think my comment was probably along the lines when we were not making shots on one end, it seemed to affect our energy on the other. And that's the case with any team. But sometimes some teams are affected more by that than others in terms of making shots. And this team on a couple of occasions I thought didn't have the energy on the other defensive end when we weren't making shots. So yeah, this group, last few times out though, we've shot a little bit better, and played a little bit better.
Just one more thing on Jackson Hayes. I think he flew under the radar. I think he was a 3-star recruit by most services. And, you've had some guys like that who, were still good recruits, but maybe not top 10 guys who turned into stars. Does that just kind of show the inexact science of recruiting and how guys can just blossom late in their career?
It does, yeah. And, well, in Jackson's case, it's not necessarily late in his career.
Yeah.
I mean, he blossomed very quickly and has done a great job. So, but the inexact science part of it for sure. You never know quite. These stories from time to time of the diamond in the rough. People say, well, you don't find those much anymore, but occasionally you do, and that happens.
Sorry, already been asked, but just building off of last week's win, as far as getting a week off and going into this one fresh.
Huge timing. Again, from a confidence standpoint, a little bit of a boost. Kind of a mental, freshness. A little bit of a boost. Extra day off during the week. Recover a little bit more physically. So good timing to win and have a week in preparation.
Is it kind of refreshing for this group knowing that even though they have struggled, there's a lot still out there? I mean, still NCAA tournament, things like that.
Absolutely. A lot of teams in the country are sitting where we are right now, needing each game, approaching it as if you always need one more win. And that's the way we'll do these last 5 regular season games. And the only one that really concerned about right now is the next one. And good Texas team on Saturday.